Hey everybody, last week we did the introduction to the horse collars. This week we're going to do the introduction to the bridles. I don't know how this is going to work because these bridles are full-size bridles and the girls are not full size. The girls are actually out in paddock 3 right now. Joy's with me and Chief's over here to the side. But these are full-size bridles, and the girls only being about 14-15 months, these are going to be way too big. So I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. The girls aren't going to be cross-tied, which is going to be another issue in the equation there. So when I start trying to introduce the bit into their mouth, they're probably going to be backing up. Then once I get it on, then I'll adjust it and get it as adjusted as I can. And then I will, I've got a overcheck on it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and leave the overcheck on, and I'll put that on first, and hopefully that'll assist in holding this. If they pull away and it starts to fall, the overcheck will kind of keep it in place. We'll see what's gonna happen. But I think because they're not gonna be cross-tied, and I think because they're not used to anything going in their mouth, that they're gonna kind of be a little rowdy. Now I can stand right out here and put the halters on them just fine. They don't mind the halters one bit. But I think, like I said, when I start trying to introduce the bit to their mouth, they're gonna be trying to back up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the horses, I'm gonna get everybody haltered. I'm gonna get them over to the barn, get them fed. After they get done eating, I'll set the bridle on the wall and let them smell it like I did the collar last week. And then what I'll do is I'll pull them out one by one. Cowboy's on his way, so he's gonna help me today. And then what I'll do is I'll just take the halter off and I'll just slip it around their neck so that we've got some sort of control over them. I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't expect it to be great results, but I think once we get them on and they wear them around for a few minutes, they'll be all right. So let's get everybody haltered, over, fed, and let them smell this. I'm not gonna show you any of that because I've showed it all to you before, so we'll see you over at the barn.
Whoop. Whoop. Girl. Dang, she's doing pretty good. I mean, she's tasting that something she's never tasted.
Yeah, I know I'm putting all kinds of pressure on your mouth, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. And let her go in.
Never tasted the metal before, so she's chewing on it, and it's a little bit low.
Whoa.
A little bit low. So she's gonna chew on it and play with it for a few minutes until she figures it out. Let me get her forelock in here. I'm sorry, hon. You're not gonna be cooperative with your forelock. Your forelock just needs to be out. Good gracious. She's doing pretty good.
Not really fighting.
You're still holding the check ring?
I'm still holding it. I need to keep it in her mouth. I'll let the pressure off a little.
Just kind of take this off. Just let her go and see what she does. She's liable to just stand because of the not knowing what's going on.
You Let me try to pull her up.
I mean, we can unhook the check rein, actually. There. That way, the check rein's not trying to fall. She can just play with that in her mouth for a few minutes. It's not in the right position. It needs to be up higher, but the bridle is too big for her head. It really needs to be in the corner of her mouth, and it's nowhere near it. But I don't have any more adjustment. You got to play with it and figure it out. Get everything where I needed it.
Okay.
All right, so the bridles don't fit exactly right. They're way too big because the horses are not big enough yet. But they're getting used to the bits actually being in their mouth. The bits should be up in the corner of the mouth, but they're hanging about an inch too far down. But they're getting used to the flavor, and they're getting used to that being in their mouth, and they're getting used to figuring out how to hold it. Their tongue's under it, their tongue's on top of it. But they're doing real well. She's not fighting it too much. It was a train wreck trying to get Jeans on, and I knew it was going to be, and that's why we did Grace first. But if you look at Grace over here, she's doing pretty well with it. She's had it on for 5 minutes longer. They're trying to rub on each other and rub them off. We'll just give Jean another 5 minutes with it, and she'll be used to it, I think. And that'll be a good introduction for that. She's actually eating hay with her bit in her mouth, which is great. She got blinders on so she can't see, so she just walked into the wall. Now, Jean's going over to the water and the hay, so she's gonna eat a little bit of hay with her bit on. A lot of people think they can't eat with their bit on, but they actually can. Well, I didn't get all of that on video, but Grace went a lot smoother than Jean, I can promise you. What happened is I got Grace's on first, and then I adjusted it, which is what you saw me doing. So when Jean came up, I decided to go ahead and pull all of the adjustment out. I've got these run as small as they'll go, and they're still way too big. But Jean just wasn't having any part of it, and with her lifting up her head and her not being in a cross tie, it kind of made it a little bit more difficult. Once they got them on, they seemed to be doing fine. Jean continued to play with her. She kept putting the bit underneath her tongue and over her tongue, and I didn't get any of that on video, but Grace actually started holding it pretty well in her mouth. I just kind of let him walk around in here, as you saw. I thought it went real good. It could have gone smoother, but the first time we were putting the halters on them out in the pasture, got the exact same results. You know, first time I started picking up their feet, got the exact same results. It's all new to them. It's all foreign to them. So we're going to do this again tomorrow. The farrier's coming out again in the morning, and then Cowboy's going to come out, and we're going to put these back on. I'm going to try to get them on for 3 different days, and then keep them as small as I can get them. I need to take the overcheck off. The overcheck is just, it's just in the way and it doesn't need to be there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it off for next time and make sure that every one of these adjustments is as small as it'll go. And then I think once they get used to, 2 or 3 time repetition, they'll be as good as putting their halters on. It would help if I had them cross-tied, so I'll get some hooks up in these walls and get them, start cross-tying them. We're gonna do this a couple more times and then we're gonna start ground driving them off of here so they've actually got input from the bit. It'll be a lot better than just ground driving them with a halter on, and they're feeling very little commands off of the halter. So this is gonna be much better. Real pleased with how they're coming along though. They're just super sweet and they learn real quick. I appreciate you being here this week. Remember who you are. Be kind to those around you. Stand up for what you believe in. See you next week.